information will be given to private sector. Then we discussed about the production linked incentive scheme. We discussed about the PLI scheme, PLI 2.0, which is being started for hardware sector that we have discussed. Then semiconductors in India. So with respect to semiconductors, we have discussed about the semiconductor modified semicon India program that has recently got started. Fine, national logistic policy we have discussed. We have discussed the relation between national logistic policy and Gati Shakti mission. Okay, then further moving on, Leeds report we have discussed. So basically, Leeds report is a report released by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Now, this particular report we have discussed what it aims. This particular report gives information with respect to the ease of logistics by the different states. Okay, and this particular report is modeled on the World Bank's Logistic Performance Index. Now, India's ranking on LPI is 38 out of 139. LPI is released on 6 parameters that also we have discussed. Then digital public infrastructure we discussed in previous class, that India has announced also at G20 launch of has announced the Global Digital Public Infrastructure Repository and Social Impact Fund. Now, what is digital public infrastructure? The examples of digital public infrastructure, all that we have discussed. Okay. Then further moving on. After that, dedicated freight corridors, we have seen that recently Eastern Dedicated Freight Corridor got completed. Then moving on, PM Gati Shakti initiative we have discussed, RRTS that recently got basically a stretch of RRTS, fine, has been inaugurated by the Prime Minister. So we have discussed that how RRTS is different from the metro. Okay. Then we discussed about the Kochi water metro that has got started. So we have discussed that it is actually a kind of a boat service which will connect different parts of Kochi, and it was also given the Gussies Award, which is one of a very reputed award of France for its design. Okay, we have seen that this particular boat will operate on lithium titanate oxide battery. Lithium titanate oxide battery. Now, these batteries can be recharged in less time, okay, and have a longer lifespan. Then RoRo, Eastern Waterfront Development, River Cruise Service we discussed. Amritkal, Maritime Amritkal Vision 2047 we discussed in previous class. Fine, which aims to make India a leader in maritime in maritime shipping. Maritime Amritkal Vision 2047, its key takeaways we have discussed. Green hydrogen bunkers will be developed. Indian ports will be modernized. Fine. Global player in shipbuilding, repair, and recycling. Then we discussed about the green port guidelines. Fine. We have seen that there are the dedicated targets that have been taken up under this particular guideline. For example, we have seen that that our ports will require 60% of the electricity coming from renewable by 2030 and 90% by renewable by 2047. Fine, LNG bunkering facility on the ports so that the ships can use this LNG fuel, which happens to be more cleaner, Fine, moving on, and then we have the National Common Mobility Card, NCMC. So, up till now, if you have any doubt, any question, please ask your doubt or question if you have any one. Yes, guys, any doubt, any question till now? Okay. Now, moving on. National Common Mobility Card. National Common Mobility Card. Now, guys, basically, recently, State Bank of India has issued a National Common Mobility Card. Now, what is this National Common Mobility Card? Idea is very simple. So, National Common Mobility Card will be one card which will provide people the see. Now, let's take example first, and then we'll take the definition, because then it will make more sense for you. See, suppose I need to go to my office. Now, suppose I live in a city where there are the waterways also, there is a river also. Fine. Now, I will leave my office. I will leave from my home. First, I will take bus. In bus, I need to buy a ticket. Then after that, I will take a ferry. I will take a boat. There I have to take a ticket. Then let's say I will board a metro. Then I have to take a metro ticket. Every time I changing my mode of transportation, I have to take a different ticket. It wastes a lot of time and it brings a lot of inconvenience. So rather than people doing it, what they do, they might buy car, they might have their own vehicles. That will lead to pollution. That will also make their commute expensive. Now, this National Common Mobility Card will be one card by which you can pay fare in different modes of transportation. Not only this, you can also pay for parking, toll, etc. So this National Common Mobility Card idea, first of all, guys, this National Common Mobility Card idea, it was developed by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs in association with NPCI, National Payment Corporation Authority of India, CDAC, okay, and BEL, Bharat Electricals Limited. Now, understand this particular thing, that what is this, what this particular card is. So number one, there will be a card. There will be a National Common Mobility Card. Now, this particular card will be issued by a payment system provider, a payment gateway. Now, who are the payment gateways? RuPay is a payment gateway, Visa is a payment gateway, MasterCard is a payment gateway, which clears the transactions. Then there will be Swikar. What is the Swikar? Swikar is automatic fare collection system. Swikar is automatic fare collection system. Fine. Now, what is this Swikar? So you have a card. In that particular card is certain balance. Let's say 500 rupees. So basically, you will tap that particular card. You will complete your journey. When you will complete your journey, on the basis of distance that you have traveled, it will deduct money from your account. So there will be this automatic fare collection system, that is Swikar. Now, Swikar has been developed by the CDAC. CDAC. Okay. Then there is a Swagat. What is Swagat? Swagat refers to the Swachalit gate. Now, what is this Swagat? So basically, guys, if you have ever taken a metro, so in metro, the moment you swipe your card, these particular gates, they open up. The moment you swipe this particular card or you tap the card, these particular gates open up. Now, they are called as a Swachalit gate. They are called as a Swachalit gate. Okay. So this Swachaliti gate is there, which has been developed by the BEL, that is the Bharat Electronics Limited. Now, Swikar is developed by the CDAC. CDAC stands for the Center for Development of Advanced Computing. Center for Development of Advanced Computing. Okay. Now you see this particular thing. You see this particular thing. Basically, in order to provide this particular facility, who will be issuer? Who will be issuer? So issue will be done by a bank. Issue will be done by a bank. So State Bank of India has recently issued this National Common Mobility Card. National Common Mobility Card. So basically, State Bank of India has issued this National Common Mobility Card. Now, this is also known by One Nation, One Card. One Nation, One Card. And where this particular card can be used? So customers can use this particular card for payments for metro ride, bus ride, suburban railway, toll, parking, smarts. Basically, with respect to retail, also they can take it. Any services, any utility which the municipalities is providing as a part of their smart city mission program, those payments can also be made. Those payments can also be made. Okay, so this is a chip based card. This is a chip based card. Okay, so it can facilitate the contact and contactless transactions. Now this particular card will use the NFC near field. Just a minute, guys. Now, this particular card will use NFC technology. NFC technology stands for Near Field Communication Technology. Now, Near Field Communication Technology works in a short range up to 6 centimeter, up to 6 centimeter. So, if you have used the Metro card, in your Metro card, what you can do, you can tap your Metro card and the money will be deducted from your Metro card. So that is the Near Field Communication Technology. There is guys also RFID technology. RFID technology, which also enables the contactless transaction. For example, today the cars, they are fitted with FASTag. They are fitted with FASTag. Now, when we talk about FASTag, so FASTag is a kind of a sticker that is affixed on your card, and then there will be the trans receiver. So trans receiver can communicate with this FASTag card that is fixed on your vehicle, and with that it can detect money from your account. Now that is working at a at a long distance. RFID. So RFID usually we use for longer distances. For example, in your car key. often there is RFID technology that is used. In FASTag collection, there is RFID technology that is used. But when you have to complete the transactions at a very less distance, where you need to tap a card, etc., we largely use there the near field communication technology. So in this particular card, what technology we are going to use? We are going to use NFC, near field communication. Near field communication. The next, Bharat New Car Assessment Program, Bharat NCAP, Bharat New Car Assessment Program. So basically, for the first time, India has developed a new car safety rating program. Car safety rating program. Now understand this thing that you often might have heard that this particular car is a 5-star rating, this particular car is a 4-star rated. So basically, we largely, when we talk about the safety ratings of the car, they have been taken from Euro NCAP, which is a European NCAP, or they have been taken from the global NCAP, New Car Assessment Program. Now, these are European and the Western standards. We did not had India-based standard for rating the safety of cars. Now, for the first time, we have come out with this Bharat NCAP, that is New Car Assessment Program. And this particular assessment program has been launched by Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. And this particular assessment program, it is based on AIS 197 standard. AIS 197 standards. Now, basically, when we talk about this particular safety rating system or safety rating initiative, I have told you already that up till now we did not had any India-based initiative. So global NCAP, global New Car Assessment Program is the one which is the most popular one. And this initiative is the initiative of Towards Zero Foundation. Now, Towards Zero Foundation, it is a UK-based NGO, UK-based charity organization which aims to make the road travel safer and wants to aim that there should not be any death because of the poor quality of vehicles. So basically, what is done under this global NCAP is, in global NCAP, the car, suppose there is an XYZ car. Now this particular car will be made to undergo collisions. Now this particular car will hit an object from front side. Now there will be the side impact assessment. Some object will hit the car from the side, and they will see that when the car is hitting an object or when some object is hitting car, where basically how much damage the car is undergoing. Are their pillars intact or not? What is the damage that is happening to the occupants who are sitting inside? So on that particular basis, now this particular car is placed with certain dummies which have these sensors fitted, and by that they know that okay, if this intensity of collision is there, what injuries these occupants might face. On that particular basis, they give that how safe a car is. Now, on the same standard, we have also come out with this Bharat New Car Assessment Program. Bharat New Car Assessment Program. Now, what is the testing protocol? Testing protocol is that in this particular protocol, we will evaluate adult occupant protection. That in case of an accident, how safe an adult occupant is. Child occupant protection. Okay, safety assist technologies are there or not. For example, lane assist is there or not, ABS, EBD is there or not, airbags are there or not. Now, three distinct tests will be conducted. Frontal impact test. Okay, so suppose a car hits an object from the front. So frontal impact test. Side impact test, if some object hits the car from the side. And the side pole impact test. If the car gets collided in a pole, then what will be the damage to that particular car? Now, in this particular test, which cars are applicable? Which passenger cars are applicable in this particular test? So basically, passenger vehicles with maximum 8 seats are eligible under this, and it will cover combustion engine cars, IC combustion engine cars, your regular petrol diesel cars, they will be covered under that. Fine. CNG cars, electric vehicles, all will be covered under this particular testing protocol. So this is the Bharat NCAP. Who has issued it? It has been issued by the Ministry of Road Transport and Highway, and it has been inspired from global NCAP. Now, global NCAP, it is by which organization? Towards Zero Foundation, which is a UK-based charity organization. Is it clear or not? And it is based on which standard? Automotive Industry Standard 197, AIS Standard 197. Moving on. Then, with respect to major ports, okay, with respect to major ports, recently the report was released. So basically, department related parliamentary standing committee, fine, parliamentary standing committee on transport, tourism, and culture. They have come out with the report on functioning of major ports in the country. Functioning of major ports in the country. Now let's understand this particular ports scenario. So basically, guys, when we talk about the ports in India, we categorize ports as major ports and minor ports. Now, when we talk about major ports are under the control of union government, and minor ports are controlled by state government. So basically, major ports, they fall in union list in the 7th schedule of Indian Constitution, and they are controlled by union government. Minor ports, they are controlled by the state maritime boards. Now we have 12 government owned major ports in India. 12 government owned major ports in India. 6 are on east coast, 6 are on west coast. And there is Major Ports Authorities Act 2021 and Indian Port Act. These two particular acts are the principal acts by which government of India controls the ports in India. Now, according to this particular report, key metrics of ports performance have improved. Key metrics of ports performance have improved. Now, let's understand that what these particular key metrics pertains to. Number one is a turnaround time. Turnaround time. Now, what is a turnaround time? So suppose a ship came to Mumbai port. Now this particular ship will unload cargo. Okay, unload cargo, and then new cargo will be loaded on this particular ship. Then that particular ship will do some basic documentation, basic paper formalities will be done, and then that ship will leave to some other country wherever it has to go. So turnaround time is a total time that is taken in this particular process. How much time ship takes from the moment it arrived and the moment it has left, in between loading, unloading, documentation, all that thing. Now this turnaround time needs to be less, because lesser turnaround time means the efficient functioning of a port. So according to this parliamentary standing committee report, it provides this thing that the turnaround time has reduced from 94 hours in 2013-14 to 52 hours in 23-24. So basically, nearby half reduction has happened, which is a good thing. Then traffic and cargo. So basically, port's ability to handle cargo, if it is more, it is good. If it is more, it is good. So basically, Indian ports, they have experienced a steady increase in container traffic. So container traffic, it increased from 555 million tons to 796 million ton. And what is objective? 10,000 million ton. If you remember, we have discussed in the Maritime Amrit Kal vision. Then operating ratio. Now, operating ratio needs to be less. What operating ratio includes? How much money you are spending to earn the money. For example, guys, any enterprise will spend some money, then only it will earn money. Okay. So how much money, suppose if you are earning 100 rupees, how much you are spending to earn that 100 rupees? Obviously, if you are spending 10 rupees to earn 100, it is good. If you are spending 50 rupees to earn 100, it is bad. And if you are spending 110 rupees to earn 100, you are making loss. So basically, operating ratio means that how much money you are spending to earn the money. And the less money you are spending, that is a good thing. So operating ratio. Now, fine. So this is for every 100 rupee earned. For every 100 rupee earned, it has decreased to rupees 48 from 53 in 20 to 21. So for every 100 rupee that the port is earning, they are now spending 48 rupees. Earlier, they were spending 53 rupees in 2021. So this is a good metric. This needs to go down. Now, there are certain initiatives with respect to functioning of ports. Now, if you have analyzed previous questions, You might be knowing this particular thing already, that many number of times what will happen in UPSC, they'll give a keyword or they'll give the name of a scheme, they'll give the name of a program and will ask questions on the base of that, that this was in news, what it is related to, what it is pertains to. So we have this Sagar Manthan dashboard. Sagar Manthan dashboard. Now, what this Sagar Manthan dashboard, it gives information. Now, basically, many ports in India, they are undergoing upgradation. Many ports in India, they are committing capital expenditures. They are enhancing their capacity. So basically, this Sagar Manthan dashboard, it gives a regular update with respect to projects. Okay, how much work, how much project has been completed, how much it has progressed. Suppose the XYZ port, they are adding additional terminal. So how much work of that additional terminal has got completed. So information with respect to the projects that is going on with respect to ports, that information will be given by Sagar Manthan dashboard, and financial and operational performance of the ports. Okay, so financial performance of a port. Okay, that whether a port is making profit or not, find what is the revenue expenditure of that particular port, all that performance of port, as well as the performance with respect to the projects that are going on the port, it is given through this Sagar Manthan dashboard. Then we have next Sagar Setu app. Sagar Setu app. Now, what is this Sagar Setu app? Sagar Setu app gives the real-time information on vessels. Okay, so there are so many vessels, ships that are moving around the coastline of India, that are moving in the waterways of India. So basically, it gives information with respect to every vessel, what it is, what its geo coordinates are, so that traffic management can be done. Then national logistics policy, already we have discussed. Basically, national logistics policy we have discussed. This is national logistics portal. Now, what is this national logistics portal? So this particular portal facilitates between importer, exporter, and service providers. So understand this particular thing, that suppose I'm an exporter, I'm exporting some product. So a lot of documentation formalities have to be done. So exporters, importers, a lot of formalities, documentation is to be done. Service providers are there. For example, insurance has to be taken. Insurance has to be taken on a service. Okay, oh, sorry, on a consignment. So all those importers, exporters, service providers, they are connected on a single platform where they can avail information, where they can exchange the services. And for that, there is this National Logistics Portal. Facilitates trade between importer, exporter, and service providers. As it is a single window platform. Then Sagar Unnati dashboard. Sagar Unnati dashboard. So basically, guys, I told you about the turnaround time. So basically, performance of ports are evaluated on multiple indicators. Performance of ports are evaluated on multiple indicators, and those indicators information can be taken through this Sagar Unnati dashboard. So turnaround time of the ships, fine, and basically how much, for the turnaround time can also be broken down under many other indicators. So all that performance related indicators, they can be accessed through the Sagar Unnati dashboard. So if we just summarize all these particular initiatives under the shipping, so Sagar Manthan dashboard, it will largely oversee financial performance. It will oversee largely the financial and operational performance of ports. It will see the projects that are being taken on the port's development, that how much progress has happened. Sagar Setu app to track the movement of ships. National Logistic Portal, one portal to facilitate the transactions or to connect the importers, exporter, service provider, and Sagar Unnati dashboard, technical parameters for the port's performance, they can be assessed through this. Moving on. Then next we have inland waterways. Inland waterways. So basically, recently inland waterways were in news because what happened? Haldia multimodal terminal in West Bengal was inaugurated. Haldia multimodal terminal in West Bengal was inaugurated. Now, first of all, let's understand some basic things, guys. Now, guys, see that what are inland waterways? Inland waterways are navigable channels of rivers, the canals, which can be used by ships for the movement of cargo as well as people. Now, you see, when we talk about the movement within the country, we either use flights, we use roads, we use railways. So basically, movement within the country through rivers, through canals, etc., has not been there. Now, what we want to do? We want to develop these national waterways on the rivers of the countries which can facilitate efficient movement of cargo as well as the people also, but largely it pertains to cargo. Now, guys, initially plan was to develop 5 waterways. Plan was to develop 5 waterways. But what happened? But what happened? There was national water basically what happened, there was the National Waterways Act 2016 that was notified, and this National Waterways Act 2016 increased the national waterways to 111. So now we have 111 national waterways as of today. As of today we have 111 national waterways which we aim to develop. Obviously they have not developed, all of them are not navigable. Out of this 111 national waterway 1 national waterway 1 is largely based on the Ganga river, and this national waterway 1 national waterway 1, it connects national waterway 1, it connects Allahabad, to Haldia, in West Bengal. And recently, as the part of this National Waterway 1, Haldia multi-modal terminal was inaugurated. Now there is Jal Marg Vikas project that is also going on. Jal Marg Vikas project that is going on. There is Jal Marg Vikas project that is going on. Under this Jal Marg Vikas project, now you see this particular thing, that when we talk about Allahabad to Haldia, fine, Ganga River, Hooghly River, let's say Ganga River, if we talk about it, or some stretch we are talking about it, it might not be navigable. You need certain depth if a ship has to pass through that. Now, certain parts might not be navigable. It might not have that much water that a ship can penetrate, that ship can pass through that. So basically, we need to dig the channels there. Okay, we need to dig the channels there. So basically, this Jal Marg Vikas project, what it focuses on? It focuses on developing a fairway, or a navigable channel with a depth of at least 3 meters between Varanasi and Haldia. Okay, sorry, I said Allahabad to Haldia. It is Varanasi to Haldia. Varanasi to Haldia. Okay, so basically now under this National Waterway 1, Haldia multimodal terminal has been inaugurated. Now, what is a multimodal terminal? So, multimodal terminal is a facility uh, which connects the different modes of transportation. Now, suppose this particular thing, that when we talk about inland waterway, ship will bring some cargo, or ship will take some cargo, but their trucks have to, then suppose ship has brought the cargo, then that cargo will be loaded on truck, and then truck will take it away, or that particular cargo will be loaded on railway and railway will take it away, or truck will bring the cargo and then that cargo will be loaded on the ships, or the ships will take away. So multimodal are these particular facilities which will connect the different modes of transportation and will ensure the seamless transfer from one mode to another, from ship to truck, truck to ship, ship to railway, railway to ship. So this is the multimodal terminals that we have. So basically what happened recently, one multimodal terminal where it has been inaugurated, multimodal terminal has been inaugurated at Haldia in West Bengal. And this multimodal terminal is the part of which national waterway? It is the part of National Waterway 1, And to further build a navigable channel under the National Waterway 1, what is being taken up? Jal Marg Vikas project is being taken up. Who is implementing it? Inland Waterway Authority of India. Okay. Now, Inland Waterway Authority of India is under which ministry? It is under Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterway. Okay. Also, one more thing, that National Waterway it is receiving the this particular project, it is receiving the funding of World Bank also, receiving the funding of World Bank also. Now, when we talk about the National Waterway 1, so basically it will connect 4 states: Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, West Bengal. Okay, moving on. Then recently, Bima Trinity reforms were in news. Bima Trinity reforms were in news. Okay, so the idea is very simple. If we talk about insurance penetration in India, insurance penetration is very less. Around 3.96% insurance penetration is there in India. 3.96% people are insured. Now, when we talk about health insurance particularly happens to be one very important social commodity for people. If I just give you the data, now according to our World in Data and United Nations, out of pocket expenditure in India is around 56%. Out of pocket expenditure means expenditure that has been committed by people, but they did not had saved money for that. If 100 rupees are being spent in India on healthcare, 56 rupees are out of pocket, means people are bringing this particular money either by selling some asset or by selling some gold or by taking loan. So health insurance becomes very important. Health insurance becomes very important, but people are not availing it. So Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, IRDI, it has a goal to insure everyone by 1947. It has a goal 100-year anniversary of 1947, 2047. It has a goal to insure everyone by 2047. That is the 100-year anniversary of independence. Insure everyone by 2047, 100-year anniversary of India's independence. Okay, this is the goal. Now, in order to implement this particular goal, what has happened? IRDI, they have come out with Bima Trinity. Bima Trinity. Now, in this Bima Trinity, they have suggested three pillar reforms. Number one is Bima Sugam. Bima Sugam. Now, what is this Bima Sugam? Basically, if any one of you have ever experienced that how the health claims process, then you might be knowing that often this particular process becomes very tardy, it becomes very tedious. The others who don't know, let me explain you. Suppose Mr. XYZ had a health insurance, is admitted to a hospital, he has undergone a surgery. Now his discharge is pending. So one of his attendant will connect with their TPA, third party administrator, fine, and basically they will ask for approval. They will ask for an approval. Now that particular approval might come in 5, 6, 7 hours. 5, 6, 7 hours. Sometimes it comes earlier also, but usually it comes into the 5, 6, 7 hours. During this particular time, patient is waiting, their family is waiting. Okay. Now this often what happens, and finally when that particular claim will be processed, claim will be cleared. Some often it always doesn't happen. They clear it completely. Sometimes they'll give 90% approval. Sometimes they will give the approval of 80% of the amount. Okay. All these problems are there. Because of this, what happens? People who have taken health insurance, they feel frustrated and they think that insurance is not a worthy product. So therefore, in order to give them more convenience, this Bima Sugam platform is there. In this Bima Sugam platform, what will happen? All the insurers, distributors, they will come on a common platform. There will be no separate TPAs. There will be no separate platforms for different insurance companies. There will be a common platform. There will be a common platform where all the insurance companies, etc., they will be there. On that particular platform, you can raise a claim, and within few hours, as early as possible, that particular insurance claim will be cleared. That will be centrally monitored. So what is Bima Sugam? Bima Sugam will be one platform for processing all type of insurance claims. Right now, there are multiple platforms. Every company has their own process for insurance clearance. So rather than having these multiple processes, there need to be one process, there need to be one platform. And for that, Bima Sugam platform will be prepared. One stop one stop one stop where they can handle service requests and claim settlements through a single portal. The next we have is Bima Vistar. Now what is Bima Vistar? Bima Vistar is a bundled insurance. It is a bundled risk cover. Now, you see this particular thing that suppose, let's say today you have a car and you have a factory or you are running some business. You have to take a separate insurance for your car. You have to take a separate insurance for your health. You have to take a separate insurance for your factory if you want to get it protected from theft, fire, etc. So separate insurance for your factory, separate insurance for your car, separate insurance for your health. And if you want to take a term insurance, life insurance, then that will be a separate product. If you have a mobile phone, separate insurance. If you want to take insurance for that. If you have 5 cars, five different insurances, even if all the cars are on your name. So basically what happens, this particular thing creates a kind of a hassle. And often when a person is taking 5 insurances, he need to pay more premium money also. So rather than taking 5 different insurances for the other things, there should be one single bundled insurance in which your car insurance is there, your health insurance is there, your insurance against theft, damage of your property is there. So there needs to be a bundled risk cover for bundled risk cover means a bundled insurance for life, health, property, casualties, accidents. Okay. And also premium here needs to be kept. Premium here needs to be kept affordable. This is the second that they have suggested. And third is Bima Vahak. Bima Vahak. Now, what is Bima Vahak? So they are suggesting that there is a force of women, there is a group of women who should educate people at the level of Gram Sabha that what is importance of insurance. Now, people don't buy insurance because they don't think that insurance is a worthwhile product. They think that spending money on insurance is just a waste of our money. So basically, what Bima Vahaks are? So Bima Vahaks will be women-centric workforce. Bima Vahaks are the women-centric workforce in Gram Sabha, and their role is to educate people with respect to the importance of health insurance. Okay. So Bima Trinity. So if a question comes that recently Bima Trinity was in news, now this is an initiative not suggested by Ministry of Finance or by RBI. This is suggested by IRDAI. 3 components. Again, Bima Sugam. Bima Sugam is a common platform. Bima Vistar is bundled insurance product, and Bima Vahak is a women-centric workforce. Women-centric workforce. Then when we talk about the IRDAI, okay, there is one more development with respect to IRDAI. We will understand that also. And then we'll discuss the structure of IRDAI. Okay. IRDAI, it has also lowered standards for surety bonds. Surety bonds. Now, what are these surety bonds? Let's discuss this. Surety bonds. Now, what are the surety bonds? Now, surety bonds, they are also called as three-party bonds. They are also called as three-party bonds. Three-party bonds. Now, let me give you one situation. Suppose I'm an exporter. I'm an exporter exporting some product to UK. And then there is an importer sitting in UK. Importer sitting in UK. Now, exporter sitting in India, they are sending some product. And let's say value is $1 million. Value is $1 million. Now, this person sitting in India will have some apprehension that if I send my $1 million consignment, what is a guarantee that this importer will give me money? What is guarantee that this importer will give me money? What if he did not give me money? Okay. Therefore, this person sitting in India want advance payment. But this importer sitting in UK, he has this apprehension that what if I give advance payment and this person did not send the consignment? Maybe I gave $500,000, but what is the guarantee that this person will send the consignment? So basically, what is happening? This particular problem is there. And in between, what happens? There is a concept of bank guarantees that come. Now, what will happen in this particular bank guarantee concept? Okay, now there are bank guarantees of different types. In export, import transactions, also bank guarantees are given. Now, what is this bank guarantee will do? Importer, he will deposit, $1 million. He will deposit $1 million to, let's say, one bank which both of them agree to. Suppose ABC Bank, both importer and exporter agree. Importer will deposit this $1 million, and there will be certain conditions, terms and conditions that will be there. Okay. Now, certain some terms and conditions means that when exporter will send the consignment to importer, and that consignment, if it fulfilling this particular criteria, then this bank will give money to exporter. Bank will give money to exporter. For example, 100 items are to be sent. Items need to be this in this condition. If items are in that condition, importer will tell to the bank that, okay, I have received my consignment. I am satisfied with my consignment, and then the bank will give money to exporter. Now, when a bank has come and bank has received the money, so bank is this third party which is facilitating the transaction between importer and exporter. Bank is the facilitator of this particular trade. Okay. Now, idea is that insurance providers can also do this particular work, and therefore the surety bond concept develops. Surety bond concept develop. So basically, what are these surety bonds? These surety bonds are three-party contracts where one party assures the performance or obligations of the principal to a third party. Okay, means insurance. Now, actually, guys, what is happening in bank guarantee that we just discussed? The banks, they were confirming to exporter that, okay, you don't worry, you send your consignment. If you send your consignment on time, if it is in good condition as you have agreed, I am assuring that you will get your money. I have money already. So bank is giving that assurance. Now, in surety bonds, banks will be replaced by the insurance companies. So insurance companies will take the guarantee that one party will fulfill the commitment, will give the commitment to other party that the first party will fulfill the commitment. Okay. So insurance surety bonds, they have been issued, but as of now their adoption is not that much good. So basically, what has happened? The standards for surety bonds, they have been lowered so that they are adopted. They are adopted by more and more people. Now, when we talk about IRDI, so IRDI, Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India, it is a statutory body. Statutory body means it has been established by a law. Statutory body established by a law. It is established under the IRDI Act of 1999. IRDI Act of 1999. And its headquarters are in Hyderabad, Telangana. And it falls under which ministry? It falls under Ministry of Finance. Which ministries? It falls under the Ministry of Finance. Now, what is the mandate? Mandate is to give license to reinsurance companies, to give license to insurance intermediaries, safeguard the interest of policy holders, regulate the investment of fund by insurance companies. Now you see this thing. For example, LIC. Now LIC. Okay, now many number of times people are now, see what is happening. Unit linked insurance program, ULIPs, etc. Many number of times what is happening? So you are taking a kind of an insurance policy, you are paying money. Fine. If a person dies before a particular age, then money will get, but if a person did not die, then you will again get that money, and that will attract some basically sometimes what is happening, investment plans are also being given by insurance companies. Investment plan are also being given by the insurance companies. Now insurance companies, what they are not keeping that money in their pocket, they are further investing that particular money in the market. So basically, where they can invest money, for that also norms are issued by IRDI. Conducts inspection inquiries with respect to the insurance business if there is some fraud, etc. that has happened. So all these are the mandates of IRDI. Fine. Now, before moving on, first of all, guys, tell me this particular thing. Is it clear to you or not? Yes, any doubt, any question to anyone, please ask. Any doubt, any question to anyone, please ask.
Sir, good afternoon. I have a
Please.
doubt
Yes.
regarding that Sagar Manthan dashboard and Sagar Unnati dashboard. What is the basic difference between them?
Sagar Manthan dashboard, Sagar Unnati dashboard. Okay. Now, Sagar Manthan dashboard, what it is going to do? It will oversee the, it will monitor the projects that are going on at ports. For example, there are the ports which are going a capacity expansion. Ports, they are adding additional terminals. Okay. For example, there is XYZ port, it is increasing its capacity from 50 tons to 100 tons. And for that, they have given a timeline that we will complete it in 12 months. Okay, so how far that particular work has reached, how far that work has increased. So the CAPEX expenditure that is going on, capacity expansion projects that are going on, to track their performances, Sagar Manthan dashboard will provide information. Okay, it will provide information. Fine. Sagar Unnati dashboard, it will talk now here. See, focus KPIs, key performance indicators. Key performance indicators, day-to-day activities that are going on, cargo that they are handling, how well they are handling the cargo. Okay, turnaround time, how much time? Now see, turnaround time is a very broad metric. Turnaround time is a very broad metric. A ship came, and when the ship left, it is a turnaround time. Within turnaround time, there are also some metrics that are there. Specifically, time taken to unload the cargo only, time taken to clear the documentation. Okay, so how efficient a port is in its day-to-day operations, all that particular metrics will be seen through this Sagar Unnati dashboard. Fine, projects that are going on, capacity expansions that are going on, upgradations that are going on, modernization of port that is going on, money that is being spent on this modernization, all that particular type of metrics will be seen through Sagar Manthan dashboard. Yes, Megha, is this clear or not?
Sir, clear.
Okay, is this clear?
Yes, sir, clear.
Fine. Fine. Recently, medical and wellness tourism. Now, recently, in order to promote the medical tourism in India, medical tourism in India, Ministry of Home Affairs, they have announced Ayush Visa scheme. They have announced the Ayush Visa scheme. They have announced Ayush Visa scheme. Now, basically, Ayush stands for Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, Homeopathy. These medications, they are also called as the Ayush. Ayush medications are also called as alternate medications. Ayush medications are also called as Ayush medications are also called as the alternate medications. Now understand this particular thing, that India has attracted lot of foreign nationals for medical procedures in India. Why? Because medical procedures offered being in India are at the 1/10 of the cost compared to the Western countries. But at the same time, in India, the people, they have an added advantage that they can also explore the alternative medications, Ayush, Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, Homeopathy. And particularly people coming to India for these procedures, they will be given a special type of a visa, that is Ayush visa. That is Ayush visa. Ayush visa. Now, this particular visa will be processed even more fastly. This type of a visa will be processed even more fastly, and it will increase the medical value travel in India, specifically for Ayush category. Specifically for Ayush category. Now, when we talk about medical tourism in India, so basically, medical tourism industry, it is valued at 9 billion US dollar, 9 US billion, US $9 billion, and India ranks 10th in global medical tourism index. India ranks 10th on global medical tourism index, which is a very good rank. India is attracting lot of medical tourists. 2 million patients from 78 countries, they are visiting India for medical tourism. Okay. Now, government has already come out with the Heal in India initiative. Heal in India initiative. Heal in India initiative is to enhance the medical tourism in India. So right now, if we see, value of India's medical tourism is $9 billion. We need to take it to $13 billion by 2026. We need to take it to $13 billion by 2026. And for that, we have this Heal in India initiative. Heal in India initiative. And further, Ayush visa. is also going to help us to fulfill the target of Heal in India. Fine. Now, also with respect to medical tourism, there is also one more development that was there in news. That is WHO Traditional Medicine Global Summit and Gujarat Declaration. Now, basically, alternative medications such as Ayurveda, Yoga, Siddha, Homeopathy, Unani, they have become quite popular around the world. And now more and more people are going for these particular alternative medications. To promote these alternative medications or traditional medications, what happened recently? Recently, WHO, and Ministry of Ayush, they organized first WHO Traditional Medicine Global Summit. First WHO Medicine Global Summit. Now, this particular summit was titled as Towards Health and Well-being for All. Towards Health and Well-being for All. Where this particular summit was organized? This summit was organized in Gujarat, Gandhinagar. And in this particular summit, what happened? Gujarat Declaration was adopted. Gujarat Declaration was adopted. Now, this Declaration, it promotes health and well-being through traditional medicine practices. What it does? It promotes health and well-being through traditional practices. Promotes health and well-being through traditional practices. So this also you need to keep in mind. First WHO Traditional Medicine Global Summit. Okay. First WHO Traditional Medicine Global Summit. Audio is low. Yes. Just a minute. Yes, guys. Is audio low? Low because from my side, I from my side it's showing fine. From my side, the audio is fine. Yes. Anyone else? If you're facing the low audio problem, please tell me. Yes. Anyone else facing the problem of low audio voice? Just a minute. Then, give me 1 minute. Okay. Next time, if that issue comes again, please let me know. Okay. Fine. I hope audio is fine now. Yes, audio is fine now. Please confirm. Yes, guys, please confirm. Is audio fine now? Okay. Moving on. So the next we have here is WHO, first WHO Traditional Medicine Summit, where it was organized. It was organized in Gujarat, and this particular summit, it got concluded by adopting the Gujarat Declaration. As per this Gujarat Declaration, traditional medications are to be increased. Traditional medications uptake is to be increased. Moving on. ONDC, Open Network for Digital Commerce. Okay, one thing, this photograph does not belong to this particular article. This is for some other article. By mistake, this photo has come here. So it is below. There was one article with respect to electricity. So in editing, this photo came here. So this photo does not belong to this article. Now, Open Network for Digital Commerce. Now, guys, what this ONDC is all about? First of all, let's understand this. ONDC, what is this ONDC all about? Now, see, I'll explain you with the help of one simple analogy. Uh, suppose today I want to start one e-commerce company. Today I want to start one e-commerce company. Already you know that there are two big e-commerce companies that we have, Amazon and Flipkart. Amazon and Flipkart. I want to start my e-commerce company. But for that, I want to attract more and more sellers on my platform. More and more sellers on my platform. Actually, sellers will not choose my platform. Why they will not choose my platform? Because already people, they are going to Amazon and Flipkart. Traffic on my small platform will not be that much. Traffic on my platform will not be that much. Why? Because people are already going on Amazon and Flipkart. So a seller has more incentive to get listed on Amazon and Flipkart because of a lot of traffic that's there. Because of lot of traffic that has been there. Fine. Now, but these Amazon and Flipkart, what there is a problem? There is a problem that actually they charge a lot of commission from sellers who are selling their commodities there. Up to 20 to 30% of their revenue is being charged as a commission by Amazon and Flipkart. Sellers, they are selling on Amazon and Flipkart, but they are giving high commissions. They are not happy, but they cannot go to some other e-commerce place also because their traffic is not there. So what has happened? There is a kind of a duopoly that has got developed in the e-commerce place. There's a duopoly that has developed in the e-commerce place by characterized by the Amazon and Flipkart. Even if you go in food delivery, there is Zomato and Swiggy that has developed a duopoly. So to democratize the e-commerce space, to democratize the e-commerce space, this open network for digital commerce has been designed. Open network for digital commerce has been designed. Now, how it is going to work on the ground or what this ONDC is all about, let's understand this thing. So basically, there will be an ONDC platform that will be there. There will be an ONDC platform that's there. Now, see, today, suppose I want to buy shoes. What I'll do? I'll go to Amazon and I'll type shoes there. And I will get a list of sellers who are selling shoes on Amazon. I will get the list of sellers who are selling shoes on Amazon. Now, understand this thing that here, only I will see those sellers which are listed on Amazon. I will not see here Flipkart sellers. Same way, if I go on Flipkart and I'll type their shoes, I'll find there the list of sellers who are selling on Flipkart and nobody else. I'll see there the list of sellers selling on Flipkart and nobody else. Fine. This is something that's there. This is something that's there. But in ONDC, this is one platform where I will type shoes. I will get the sellers listed on Amazon. I'll get the sellers listed on Flipkart. Even the sellers listed on some other website also, some other platform also, they will be there. I will get them here. Now understand this thing, guys, that sellers earlier they were apprehensive to go to some third e-commerce website because they will not get a seller. Sorry, they will not get a traffic there. They will not get a traffic there. But when this ONDC comes, that Amazon's monopoly, Flipkart's monopoly will end. Okay, because ONDC, it will feature the ONDC platform. It will feature the sellers from all the different platforms, Flipkart, Amazon, and anyone else. Okay, so basically that duopoly that was being created by Amazon and Flipkart, it will get ended. It will get ended. Okay. Now, under the ONDC, what has happened recently? National Operation and Compliance System has been launched. Okay. First of all, guys, before going forward, tell me this particular thing, that is this ONDC, how it's going to work? Is it clear or not? So what ONDC is all about? So ONDC, it was established by the Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, DPIIT, Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of Commerce. And what this ONDC aims to do, it encourages open network for the exchange of goods and services via digital electronic network. What it will do? It will integrate e-commerce platforms on ONDC. It will integrate e-commerce platforms on ONDC. So different e-commerce platforms, different e-commerce platforms, they can feature their products on ONDC platform. Okay, and as all are getting featured on one common platform, fine. So that particular relative advantage that was there, to one or some other e-commerce website, that will go down. That will go down. Okay. Now understand this thing. Why this E and ONDC is now in the news? Now ONDC is in news because National Operation and Compliance System platform has been launched. Now, guys, who has made this particular platform? So NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India, Bharat Bill Pay Limited has introduced this NOCS platform. What this platform is going to do? Now see this thing. Suppose I went to ONDC platform and I bought shoes. I will pay money at that ONDC platform. Now, once I have made that purchase, actually these shoes were not sold by ONDC. These shoes were sold by some seller. So this ONDC platform has to transfer money to that particular seller's account. I will pay at ONDC. So usually what happen, you pay at Amazon platform. Amazon transfers that particular money to seller after some days. Same way, now you will pay money to ONDC and ONDC will pay to the seller after some day. So there is a system by which this entire settlement can be cleared. You are paying to ONDC, ONDC will pay to the seller. So there needs to be a system by which this particular settlement will be completed. There is a system by which this settlement will be completed. So to complete this particular settlement, there is this network operation and compliance system platform that has been launched. National Network Operation and Compliance System platform has been launched. And who has launched this particular platform? NPCI Bharat Bill Pay Limited. NPCI Bharat Bill Pay Limited. Yes, clear to everyone, guys. I hope it's clear to everyone. Moving on, National Electricity Plan. National Electricity Plan. Okay. So, Central Electricity Authority, CEA, recently they had notified National Electricity Plan 2232. 2232. Now see, National Electricity Plan, it is actually a 15-year plan. It is actually a 15-year plan. Electricity Act of 2003. Electricity Act of 2003 mandates CEA, that is Central Electricity Authority, that they have to lay down NEP, National Electricity Plan, every 5 years. Every 5 years. Every 5 years. Now I told you that it is a 5-year plan. Sorry, every 5 years it has to be laid down, and it is a 15-year plan. 15-year plan. Now, what does this mean that it is a 15-year plan? See this particular thing. This particular plan will first of all provide the review of past 5 years. For example, 2017 to 2022. What was the performance of electricity sector? How much was the peak electricity demand? Was that peak electricity demand fulfilled or not? Okay, so all this particular information will be there. Past 5 years performance will be there. Then there will be detailed plan for next 5 years. Okay, so past 5 years performance, upcoming 5 years prospective plan will be there, that is 22 to 27. And then there will be prospective plan for 5 years after this 20 to 27, that is 27 2032. 27 2032. Okay, so National Electricity Plan, what it contains? It contains a plan for present 5 years. It contains past 5 years. It contains an assessment for the past 5 years, plan for the upcoming 5 years, and a prospective plan for the next 5 years, the 5 years after that. Okay. So National Electricity Plan. National Electricity Plan has to be notified as per the CEA, has to be notified as per the Electricity Act. And whose responsibility? Its responsibility lies with the CEA. CEA. Now, when we talk about the CEA, Central Electricity Authority, find it, Central Electricity Authority, it is a statutory organization, means created by a law. Which law? It has been created through the Electricity Act of 2003. Electricity Act of 2003. And it works under the Ministry of Power. Works under which ministry? It works under the Ministry of Power. Okay. Now, what its objective? Objective is regulate and supervise the development of electricity sector, reliable and high quality power supply to all the customer. Now, composition, 14 members and 8 full-time members appointed by central government. Financial incentives to states for reforms in power sector. Financial incentives to states for reforms in the power sector. Now, see this particular thing. Basically, guys, when we talk about the power sector, when we talk about power sector. So there are a lot of challenges in power sector. Now see, first there are Gencos, generation companies. What are the Gencos? Gencos are the ones who produce power. For example, National Thermal Power Corporation, NTPC. NTPC, what it does, it actually makes electricity by burning coal. So first we have the Gencos, generation companies who are actually producing power, for example, NTPC. Then next there will be distribution companies. Next there are distribution companies. Now who are distribution companies? Distribution companies are the ones who are responsible for providing power to the end consumer, providing power to end consumer. And in last we have users, institutions which are going to consume power. In last we have users and institutions which are going to consume the power. Okay. Now often these distribution companies, discoms, distribution companies, these distribution companies are private. Also these distribution companies are the state government owned, These distribution companies, they have amassed a lot of losses. Hundreds and thousands of crores of losses are there with these distribution companies. Often they are not able to collect the arrears money. Users are not paying their bill, their electricity theft that is there. Then transmission losses are there. Okay. So basically, to improve the health of these distribution companies, state government are given often incentives. States government are often given incentives to improve the health of these distribution companies. And now what has happened? Now what has happened? Basically, Ministry of Finance has come out with a new initiative that states which undertake the reforms with respect to distribution companies, states which are going to improve the health of their distribution, financial health of distribution companies, they will be allowed to borrow 0.25% to 0.5% of their GSDP, that is the gross state domestic product, means the state's GDP. So 0.25 to 0.5% of state's GDP equivalent, they can borrow more. They can borrow if they are undertaking the electricity sector reforms, if they are taking the electricity sector reforms. Now, this particular program will run till 24-25. This program will run till 24-25. Okay, now see this particular thing, states all the time they need money for their developmental needs, but there are restrictions on the states to borrow money, and these restrictions are largely imposed as under the FRBM Act, and also the central government, Ministry of Finance, etc. They are also putting such kind of a tab. Okay, so mandatory reforms for fulfilling, matlab which states can borrow more money? The state's progressive assumption of responsibility of losses of public sector discoms by the state. So if distribution companies' losses are absorbed by the state, they can borrow. Transparency and reporting of financial affairs. Timely redemption of financial and energy accounts. Timely audit, if proper time to time audit is happening, if proper to time corrective actions are being taken. Compliance with legal requirements. Okay, so if these compliances are fulfilled, if losses are absorbed, then if compliance is there, if losses are absorbed, then what can be done? Then the state governments can raise more money, can borrow more money. Moving on. Market coupling. Market coupling. So recently, Union Ministry of Power, it has asked the Central Electricity Regulatory Commission, CERC, to implement market coupling of power exchanges. Market coupling of power exchanges. Now, what this market coupling is all about, let's understand this. Now, see this particular thing, guys, that electricity tariffs, they are quite different in different parts of country. In West Bengal, there might be different electricity tariff that you might be paying. In South, electricity tariffs, the charges that they are paying for per unit electricity consumption, that will be different. In Delhi, it will be different. Different countries, different electricity tariffs are there. Now understand this particular thing, guys, that there are power exchanges. There are power exchanges that we have. And the biggest power exchanges that we have in India, there are three. That is Indian Energy Exchange Limited, Power Exchange India Limited, Hindustan Power Exchange Limited. Now we have these three power exchanges, which are the biggest power exchanges. Now, what basically understand this thing that you see, you pay money to distribution company. When your electricity bill comes, you pay money to distribution company. Distribution company is not the one who is actually distribution company is not the one who is actually producing electricity. They are buying electricity from the generating companies. They are buying electricity from the generating companies. So generating companies manufacturing, making power. Power is being bought by the distribution companies, and the distribution companies is then supplying power to the end users. Now basically understand this particular thing, that in between power exchanges are there. In between there are power exchanges. These power exchanges facilitate the transaction between the power generation companies and the distribution companies. Now you see this particular thing, that we have the different electricity tariffs in the different parts of the country. Why? Because often there are the different power exchanges that we have, and different power exchanges are offering different power electricity prices. Different exchanges offer different electricity prices. There is a variation in the electricity prices that's there. There is a variation in electricity prices that's there. Clear? Now, what is market coupling? Market coupling is creation of a single power trading entity. It is the creation of a single power trading entity. It will be owned by government. And what it will do? It will ensure consistent rates across numerous exchanges. So right now, different exchanges having the different electricity tariffs, different rates, they will be synchronized in a single tariff. It will be synchronized in a single tariff. Okay. And it will go in line with the one nation, one grid, one frequency, one price framework. One nation, one grid, one frequency, one price framework. Okay. Yes, market coupling. Guys, you just need to understand what this keyword is about. Market coupling. Market coupling refers to a uniform framework there where there will be single trading entity which will have single power price, and on that single price the electricity units will be traded. No multiple exchanges, no multiple price bands for the electricity that is being traded. National gas grid. National gas grid. What is national gas grid? So national gas grid is an initiative to create a nationwide pipeline which can provide the natural gas to all the parts of a country. Fine, reliable, to provide the natural gas reliably to all the parts of the country. National gas grid or national gas grid is being developed. So under national gas grid, there will be 33,764 kilometer national gas pipeline network. It will connect the different parts of the country. Okay. It is under Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board. And it is being implemented by whom? It is being implemented by Indradhanush Gas Grid Limited. Now, Indradhanush Gas Grid Limited, it is a joint venture between IOCL, ONGC, Oil, GAIL, fine, NRL. Now, what happened? Recently, one of a section of this national gas grid, that is Baroni Guwahati pipeline, it got completed. Baroni Guwahati pipeline got completed. And by that, what has happened? Bihar has been connected to national gas grid. Bihar has been connected to national gas grid. Is it clear or not? Fine. So basically, a few things you need to understand about the national gas grid. What is national gas grid? National gas grid is an ambitious project implemented by Indradhanush Gas Grid Limited, under which there will be 33,000 plus kilometer gas pipeline that will be laid down, and this particular gas line will connect the different parts of the country with the gas grid. Aim is to provide the reliable 24/7 gas supply to the different parts of the country. Okay. And what has happened? Baroni Guwahati pipeline has got completed. Baroni is in Bihar. Baroni is in Bihar. So by that, Bihar has now get connected to the national gas grid. Bihar has got connected to national gas grid. Okay. Now, when we talk about the Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board, it was established under the Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board Act 2006. So what type of body it is? It is a statutory body, and it operates under Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. Fine, moving on. Hanji guys, please tell this thing. Is it clear or not? Yes, any doubt, any question if you are facing, please let me know. Is it clear? Any question, any doubt? Yes, guys, any question, any doubt? Fine. Now, Global Innovation Index. Global Innovation Index. So basically, recently Global Innovation Index 2023 was launched, and India has got the 40 rank in this Global Innovation Index. First of all, guys, when we talk about the Global Innovation Index, who publishes? Global Innovation Index is published by the World Intellectual Property Organization, WIPO. World Intellectual Property Organization. And in this, out of 132 countries, India has got 40 rank. Out of 132 countries, India has got 40 rank. Now, first of all, guys, when we talk about the Global Innovation Index, this particular index aims to rank countries on the basis of culture of innovation. And India's rank has actually been improved from 81 to 40. Now you see this thing, I'll just show you here. So India's rank, it was 81 in 2015. And from here, India rank has got improved to 40 in 2023. Now, when we talk about India, India has a science and technology clusters, that is Chennai, Bangalore, Mumbai, Delhi. These are the science and technology cluster of India, and India is among the world's top 100 in terms of the science and technology cluster. Okay, what are the science and technology clusters? These are the specialized towns which have a very good culture of innovation and where R&D is focused. Now, when we talk about the Global Innovation Index, so which country is highest on Global Innovation Index? So Switzerland is the most innovative economy in 2023. Switzerland happens to be the most innovative economy in 2023. And after that, we have Sweden, then US, then UK, and Singapore. And what is India's rank? India's rank is 40. Okay. China is beyond the US with the largest number of R&D in R&D clusters, science and technology clusters. So science and technology clusters, India in terms of science and technology clusters means dedicated centers, dedicated cities for science and technology innovation. India is in top 100, but China is better than US. Now WIPO. So WIPO is a specialized agency of United Nations. Now these things are also asked in UPSC prelims examination. They'll give you an organization and will ask that whether it is related to UN or not. So yes, it is related to UN. It is a specialized agency under the UN. And WIPO, it implements Paris Convention for the Protection of Industrial Property, Berne Convention for the Protection of Literary and Artistic Work, and Patent Cooperation Treaty. Moving on. Jan Vishwas Amendment Act 2023. Jan Vishwas Amendment Act 2023. So recently, President gave assent. This Jan Vishwas Amendment Act bill got cleared, and it got converted into the Jan Vishwas Amendment Act. Now, what is this Jan Vishwas Amendment Act? Basically, this particular act decriminalizes many of the civil offenses that were there, which were actually criminal in nature. Understand this thing? Let me give you one example. By that, you'll understand it better. Section 135 of Companies Act 2013. Now, what is Section 135 of Companies Act? It provides for CSR, corporate social responsibility. It provides for CSR, corporate social responsibility. Now, idea of corporate social responsibility is very simple. The idea is that corporates, they are using resources of a society. Corporate are using the resources of a society. So when the corporates make profit, they need to pay certain parts of the profit for society's improvement, for society's welfare. That is the corporate social responsibility. We'll read about the CSR also just in a minute, don't worry. But if a country is not paying their CSR, it was a criminal offense in India. It was a criminal offense in India. Because of that, many people criticized India's system. They said that, by the way, company is already paying their taxes. Company is already paying their taxes. This CSR is a kind of a charity. It is a kind of a charity. It is a kind of a philanthropy. And how you can make not giving charity is a criminal offense? How you can make philanthropy as a criminal offense? It impacted India's ease of doing business. So there are many civil, there were many kind of things that were penalized in India, which should not have been penalized. So basically, this Jan Vishwas Amendment Act 2023, what it aims to create a business friendly and citizen centric environment in India. And what it has done, it has decriminalized a lot of offenses. 183 provisions across 42 laws have been decriminalized. Okay. It converts several offenses where there was jail. Jail has been converted to simply fines. Okay. Now, what it has done, it has decriminalized 183 provisions across 42 laws. Now, obviously, it is not possible, and if it has even not needed to remember these 42 laws and 183 provisions that have been got decriminalized. We need to see that where it has decriminalized. So all the offenses and penalties under Indian Post Office Act 1898 have been removed. Fine, have been removed. It introduces a system of periodic revision of fines and penalties for various offenses. Now, if some of an offense has a big impact on society of India, on socio-economic conditions of India, you can increase it. But if there are some petty offenses which should not be criminalized to that extent, then they need to be diluted down. Enhanced grievance redressal and adjudication mechanism. Okay, fine. Next, corporate social responsibility, CSR. So recently, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, it has talked about the CSR in a newsletter. So CSR is anyhow generally important for our examination. Now, what does the CSR means? Now, CSR, corporate social responsibility, it is simply just break down this particular sentence, corporate social responsibility. It is the responsibility of a corporate towards the society. If a corporate is making some profit, then certain part of profit that corporate should share with society. Now, CSR, it is contained in Section 135 of Companies Act. Section 135 of Companies Act 2013, it contains the CSR provisions. Now, first of all, which countries have to pay their profits under CSR? Not every company has to pay their profits under CSR. Which company has to pay? Number one, no, net profit of 5,000 crore, net profit of 5 crore or more. So companies fulfilling any of this condition will have to pay CSR. Which condition one? Net profit of 5 crore or more, or net worth of 500 crore or more, or turnover of rupees 1,000 crore or more. Please add the word crore here. Any one condition, if you are fulfilling, you have to pay CSR. Number one, if your profit is 5 crore or more, if your net worth is 500 crore or more, or if your turnover is 10,000 crore, 1,000 crore or more. Sorry, my apologies. Profit of 5 crore, net worth of 500 crore, turnover of 1,000 crore. Profit of 5, net worth of 500 crore, turnover of 1,000 crore. If any condition you are fulfilling, then your company will be eligible for the CSR. Now, how much a company has to pay? How much a company has to pay? They have to allocate 2%. They have to allocate 2% of their average net profit calculated on the basis of the previous 3 financial years. So 2% of your average profit, 2% of your average profit calculated on the basis of 3 financial years, 2% of profit you have to pay for CSR activity. 2% of your profit you have to pay for CSR activity. Okay. Now, where they can pay? They can pay for socio-economic improvement of the society. They can sponsor girls' education. They can sponsor the eradication of some disease. Okay, fine. Now, companies must report their CSR details to Ministry of Corporate Affairs, MCA 21 registry. So, how much money you have spent, where you have spent, all that account you have to give to the MCA 21 registry. Non-compliance is now legally recognized as a civil wrong. Okay, earlier I told you that it is a criminal offense. If you are not paying, it was a criminal offense, but now it has been recognized as a civil offense. Where you can pay? You can contribute to Swachh Bharat Kosh, Clean Ganga Fund, Prime Minister National Relief Fund, PM Cares Fund. You can also pay for improvement of socio-economic problems, poverty alleviation scheme, eradication of some disease, girl education. These categories also you can pay. But these funds are the one where the money can be paid also. Now, also there was the CSR Amendment Rules 2021. CSR Amendment Rules 2021. What are these rules? Number one, impact assessment. Companies which has spent 10 crore or more in the CSR in the 3 years, they need to undergo this impact assessment. Now, suppose you have spent 10 crore and money that you have spent is for girls' education. Now, as you have spent 10 crore rupees for girls' education, what improvement has come in the condition of girl education? Have you ever ascertained that? So, impact assessment is to be done, that by the expenditures that you are committing, what improvement is coming in the society's condition. Impact assessment is to be done. Unspent amount should be transferred to a dedicated fund. Suppose a company was mandated to spend 50 lakh rupees in CSR, but they were able to spend only 40 lakh rupees. So 10 lakh rupees is to be transferred to a dedicated fund. Administrative overheads cannot be 5% of total CSR expenditure. Administrative overhead. Now suppose guys, your CSR expenditure was, the money that you have to spend for CSR was 1 crore rupees, 1 crore rupees. But you have said this thing that, okay, I have hired 3 people who are going to implement the CSR on my behalf. Let's say I run a company and I have hired 3 people. They are going to spend the CSR money on the behalf of my company. And let's say I am giving them the salary of 2 lakh rupees per month. Every one person I am giving 2 lakh rupees salary per month. So in total, how much money I am paying? 6 lakh rupees I am paying in salary, 2. Total in 1 year, how much salary I paid? Fine. Total in 1 year, how much salary I have paid? I have paid 72 lakh rupees as a salary. I guess this is right. You see, 1 crore rupees was to be spent. 72 lakh rupees I have just paid in salaries. How much money I will be able to spend on the ground? Just 28 lakh rupees. This 72 lakh rupees is just an administrative overhead expenditure. That should not be more than 5%. That should not be more than 5% of total CSR expenditure, because what companies were doing, they were doing this manipulation. 1 crore rupees they have to spend. 60 lakh rupees they said that it was our administrative expenditure. I have paid salaries, I have paid for stationery, etc. So maximum administrative overhead expenditure can be 5%. Ongoing project means a multi-year project not exceeding 3 years. Now guys, see this particular thing. Suppose when you are building a home, while you are constructing the building, all money will not be spent on one day. Let's say a building's construction will go over 3 years. Okay, some year more money will be spent, some year less money will be spent. Okay, some year more money will be spent, some year more less money will be spent. So sometimes the companies, what they are doing as a part of CSR, they are building some project. Okay, and that particular project will be completed over 5 years. Or let's say that particular project will be completed over 2 years. Sorry. So basically, the company will say that okay, first year we were not able to pay our CSR. We suppose. Let me give you more clear example. Now, suppose there is this ABC company, and this ABC company has to spend 5 crore rupees as CSR expenditure every year. They have to pay 5 crore rupees as CSR expenditure every year. This ABC company is there. Okay. Now this ABC company says that we are going to spend our CSR money for girl education. Girl education. Now they say that there is this XYZ village, or let's say there is the XYZ town. Here there is no girls school and girls college. They say that we are constructing a school and we are constructing a college here. We are constructing a school and college here. Okay. And they say that okay, we have to spend, let's say 30 crore rupees in this particular project. 30 crore rupees in this particular project. Now, entire 30 crore rupees will not be spent in one day. Okay. This money we will spend over the coming months and coming years. Okay. So basically, this particular project, let's say, will be completed in, let's say this particular project will be completed in 2 years. So over 2 years, we are going to spend our money. So I will ask the government that government, don't see what I am spending every year. See that whether I have spent the money that I have to spend every year at the end of the life of this particular. Now, see, when this particular project gets completed, at the completion of that particular project, you see that whether I have spent the money or not. I see initially, I need not spend too much money on this particular project. But when that project will go towards the completion, at that point of a time, I need to spend a lot on fixtures. I need to spend a lot on furnitures, on machinery, on equipment, a lot of things. So towards the end, a lot of money has to be spent. So now, first year, we might not spend that much, but in second year, we are going to spend a lot, which will cover our first year CSR expenditure, second year CSR expenditure. So just assess us not after first year, assess it after second year. So ongoing project can mean project which shall not exceed more than 3 years. Ongoing project means a multi-year project which shall not exceed 3 years. So you cannot say that, okay, we are going to take a project of 10 years and after 10 years, you need to assess us. So ongoing project can mean a project which will maximum go for 3 years. Guys, please tell me, is this point clear or not? Are you able to understand? Because often aspirants, they are confused that, okay, what does it means? So are you able to understand it or not? Please respond. Yes, guys, others. Are you able to understand? Because ask if there is any question. Next, moving on. Indian companies on International Financial Service Center. See this thing. Recently, what has happened? Finance Minister has announced that Indian companies, they can directly list on International Financial Service Center. International Financial Service Center. Now see, guys, see this thing. Indian companies till now, if they have to list on the stock exchange of some foreign country, there was a condition that before that they have to list on Indian stock exchange. So suppose I run a company and I want to get my company listed on the New York Stock Exchange. I want to get listed on London Stock Exchange. So before getting listed on London Stock Exchange, I need to get my company listed on the Indian Stock Exchange, for example, National Stock Exchange. Only then I can get my company listed on some foreign stock exchange. Okay, this was the situation till now. Now what has happened? Finance Minister has said that Indian companies have option to directly list on the International Financial Service Center. Now, what is this? See, International Financial Service Center, International Financial Service Center, it is a dedicated facility. It is a dedicated facility. It is a dedicated mechanism through which Indian companies, can raise foreign capital through equity. Now see this thing. Suppose any Indian company wants to get listed on a foreign stock exchange. First, they need to get listed on National Stock Exchange, any India's stock exchange. Then through International Financial Service Center, they can get listed on foreign stock exchange. Again, I'll explain. Up till now, any Indian company, if they want to get listed on the foreign stock exchange, first they will be listed in India, on National Stock Exchange, Bombay Stock Exchange. Then through International Financial Service Center, what they can do, they can get listed on some foreign stock exchange. This was the mechanism. So this International Financial Service Center operated as a hub or as an agency for facilitating international financial transactions outside the domestic jurisdictions. Okay, this was the situation that was there. But now, any Indian company can directly approach IFSC and can directly get listed on foreign stock exchange without getting listed in the domestic stock exchange. So I hope that this is clear. Now, without getting listed on domestic stock exchange, you can directly get listed on the foreign stock exchange with the help of IFSC. So Indian companies, they have been directly empowered to list their securities on foreign stock exchange without the previous requirement of first being listed on domestic stock exchange. Is it clear or not? Now, what is this IFSC? IFSC is it was established in 2020 under the International Financial Service Authorities Act. So it is a statutory body. Where it is headquartered? Headquartered in the Gift City, Gandhinagar. Transfer pricing. Now, guys, recently Supreme Court has given a clarity with respect to transfer pricing in India. One thing, guys, first of all, what is this transfer pricing? Transfer pricing simply refers to the pricing criteria on whose basis a parent company will transfer services and goods to its subsidiary company. Let's simplify it even more. You see this thing. There is Google US. Let's say there is Google US. Okay, there's Google US. Now, Google US is, let's say, the parent company, and Google US has a subsidiary company in India also, that is Google India. Okay. Now, Google India is, let's say, doing business in India. And Google India is, let's say, making a revenue of 100 crore rupees in India. Now, Google India, if they're making 100 crore rupees revenue, in this 100 crore rupees revenue, something is their expenditure, some part is expenditure, and some part is their profit. Now, suppose their expenditure was 70 crore rupees and their profit is 30 crore rupees. So on this 30 crore rupees, they need to pay tax. Now, suppose in India, tax rate is, let's say, just I'm taking example. In India, let's say tax rate is 30%. So if I just make a very, very rough calculation, and this is not a technical calculation, I'm making a very rough calculation. 30% tax rate, 30% tax rate, 30 crore rupees is their profit. So On this 9 crore rupees, Google India will pay as a tax. 9 crore rupees, Google India will pay as a tax. Now, Google India, they think that this is very high tax. They think that this is a very high tax. Google India thinks that, okay, we don't want to pay this particular tax. So what is a way by which they can avoid this tax? So they can avoid this particular tax if their profit reduces. If their profit reduces. Now, how to reduce their profit? They can reduce their profit if they can increase their expenditure. If they can increase their expenditure. Now, how to increase that expenditure now? Now, see this particular thing. Google India, they will say that we are doing our business in India, and our business is actually largely a software oriented business. Our business is a software oriented business. We are selling certain software to people in India, and by that we are getting the money. But this software we are not making in house. We are also buying this particular software from Google US, and Google India will say that we are buying this particular software from Google US at the rate of $1,000 per unit. At the rate of $1,000 per unit. And they might say that in India, total expenditure that we have committed is, let's say, not 70 crore, but 90 crore. 90 crore. Why? Because we are paying a lot of money to Google US. We are paying a lot of money to Google US. Now understand what has happened. Often what happens, parent companies of many of the corporates, they are based in the tax haven. They are based in the tax haven, or they are based in such kind of territories where tax rate is very much low. Now you see this particular thing. At the end of the day, Google India and Google US are one and the same company only. Obviously, structures are different. That is parent, that is subsidiary. But at the end of the day, they are one and the same thing only. Now, obviously, if Google India is giving a lot of money to Google US, obviously Google US's revenues will go up, their profit will go up. But this is not a problem for Google US, because Google US, or let's say if any corporate parent company is situated in some tax haven or some country where their tax rate is not that much high, they will pay that tax. It is not a problem for them. In India, tax rate is high. They don't want to pay tax in India because rate is very much high. In some another country where tax rate is, let's say, less, they can pay there. There is not a problem for them. So often, guys, what happens, there is the accounting manipulation that is done by the companies, which by these parents and subsidiaries companies, they do the accounting manipulation. What often happens, the subsidiary companies, they buy certain service from parent company, not at a fair price, but at a manipulated price. Now this, they buy at a manipulated price because they want to manipulate the tax structure. Clear? So now this particular payment that is being made, this particular transaction that is happening between a parent company and a subsidiary company, and the money that is being paid, that is called as a transfer pricing. Now, Supreme Court, as well as the different courts around the world, they have ruled this particular thing, that this transfer pricing should be done on the basis of the one arm principle or one arm length principle. What is one arm length principle? This transaction should happen in such a way that Google US and Google India, or any parent and subsidiary company, they are not at all related with each other. Okay. Suppose I am doing a transaction with some other party, XYZ party, I am doing some transaction. I will make best attempt that I get the best deal, and the other person will also make the best attempt that they get the best deal. That person just knowingly or unknowingly will not give me a lot of money. That person will try to save money. I will try to raise my profit. So basically, transactions that are happening between subsidiary company and parent company, they should be done on the basis of the one arm length principle, means on the basis of fairness. Often these transactions are not done on the basis of fairness. These transactions are done in such a way that they try to avoid the tax. Okay. So this is the transfer pricing dispute. First of all, this is the basics. Okay, guys, now just I want to ask from you guys that are you able to understand it or not? Have you got the idea what I'm trying to convey here? Have you got the idea what I'm trying to convey here? Okay, good. Now, recently, there is Supreme Court has set aside a Karnataka High Court ruling with respect to the principle of determination of one arm length principle in transfer pricing matters. Now, this particular thing, I'll not recommend you to go and spend too much of time. No need to go too much in the details of this particular aspect, because this is basically this is too technical in nature with respect to our UPSC CC examination. If you want to read that what technicalities have been overturned, you can do that, but for examination, no need. Just you should understand the concept of transfer pricing. Okay, just you need to understand the concept of transfer pricing. So what are transfer pricing? Transfer pricing is an accounting practice used to set prices for goods and services exchanged within a larger enterprises among subsidiaries, divisions, or affiliates. Often companies utilizes transfer pricing to manage their tax burdens by charging higher prices to subsidiaries in high tax countries while lowering prices for those in lower tax country. So this transfer pricing, this is something that you need to see, because in UPSC CS examination, if a question will be framed in prelims, they'll maximum ask about this particular pricing principle. Why I'm not asking you to go too much in this particular ruling? Because guys, there are hundreds and hundreds of rulings with respect to the transfer pricing. There are a lot of technical nitty-gritties that are there, which for general studies paper are not at all required to see, neither for prelims nor for mains examination. Fine. However, I have given you the gist of the judgment, but I'll not recommend you to go too much in detail, because we are not preparing for the CA CS examination. Okay, we are not preparing for CA CS examination. The next, Bureau of Indian Standards. So, Consumer Affairs Ministry, they have announced that Bureau of Indian Standards, they will approve 115 additional product categories. Now, guys, when we talk about the BIS, Bureau of Indian Standards, it is India's national standards body, which was established under BIS Act of 1986. Now, Bureau of Indian Standard, it is responsible for laying down the standards for the different commodities. Now, understand this particular thing. There are many appliances, there are many electrical items which need to be of high quality. If they are not high quality, they can lead to some accident, they can lead to some fatality. So, Bureau of Indian Standards, what it does, it issues certain standards. It issues certain standards for different kind of commodities, BIS, it is established under BIS Act, and it has replaced the Indian Standards Institution, ISI. Now, as of now, BIS, it operates under Ministry of Consumer Affairs. Now, what has happened? It will be approving 115 product categories. 115 more categories will be introduced. For example, standards for ceiling fans, stainless steel cookware, wrought aluminum utensils. Now, these 115 categories need not to be seen. Now, what this BIS aims to? It aims to harmonize the development of, it aims to harmonize the standardization, marking and quality of goods. Okay, fine. Up till now, BIS has already given the product certification to 1000 products. Okay, fine. There are certain products which fall under compulsory certification. Fine. Now, cement, household electrical goods, food and related products, automobile accessories, medical equipment, steel and iron products, electrical and non-electrical toys. These are the products which have to follow mandatory certification, and the BIS has to issue the standardization certificates for them. Okay. There are other certifications also that we have in India. ISI mark, it is given for durable goods, electronic items, kitchen appliances. BIS hallmark, it is given for gold jewelry. Wool mark, given to wool. Egg mark, it is issued by Department of Agriculture. Fine, given for agricultural commodities, agricultural products. Eco mark, given by BIS for environmentally friendly products. FPO mark, issued by Food Safety and Standard Authority of India for food products. India Organic, issued by APIDA, Agriculture and Products Processed Food Products Export Development Authority for organically farmed food products. So we have these different standards. Please remember standard for what thing it is given and which organization or agency is giving it. There can be a question in prelims examination of match the following, where they'll give a particular kind of a standards name and either they will ask it to match with the type of commodity it is being given for, or they can ask it to match with the organization that it is giving. Okay, so this is that we have here. Okay, fine. Yes, guys, is it clear or not? Fine. So with this, we come to an end to this. Now, just I'm giving you here 2-3 minutes time for revision. You just do this particular thing. It is a 204, so we'll take 3 minutes time. So 4 minutes time you can take. Please go through, scroll through your entire economy notes, and please ask if you have any question. Just do one thing. Please write your question in the chat box. Write your question in the chat box. I'll take all those questions together. Okay. So in order to not to disturb the flow of revision, please type your questions in the chat box. I'll take all of them after 3-4 minutes revision, and then we'll be starting with the next theme, social justice. Okay, please go through this. Yes, guys, please ask if there is any doubt from the economy that we have discussed. Yes, any doubt, any question, if you have, you may please ask. Okay, so can we move to the social justice now then? Yes, can we move to social justice then? Okay, one more thing, guys, I just would like to address here is that we are moving to this third subject and we are pretty much advanced in our classes now also. Many of you might be having this particular question that, okay, after these particular notes, do I need to read something extra? Do I need to read that XYZ material because everybody is reading that? My friends, they say that, okay, that material has to be read. Okay, so what to do that? Now, let me give you answer for that. Guys, understand there are two things, first of all. First of all, when we talk about the current affairs, nobody, not me, not any other coaching institute, no some other person, they are making their own current affairs. Current affairs, they are just curated from certain standard sources that we have. Let's say you have PIB and you have certain good reputed newspapers, magazines. From there, we are curating current affairs and everybody is doing it from there only. So there is nothing as good current affairs, bad current affairs, if it is decently covered. If it is decently and sensibly covered, what will be their X institute or X material might have covered a particular topic in the first, somebody might have covered it in the last, somebody might have covered it in the middle. So my point is that no need to go and read multiple sources, because at the end of the day, you'll not find something different. Now see, 5-7% difference will be there because there is some kind of a subjectivity that will always be there. Okay, but major things that are there, fine, you will not find that much difference. You will not find that much difference. So same things, you are going to find the same topics that we have discussed here, you are going to find in them other sources also. So no need to go and waste your time. One thing. Second thing is that, guys, also you need to ask this particular question that understand this thing that, okay, you have done, let's say 500 topics here. Still, there are certain aspirants, they'll have this particular FOMO, fear of missing out in their mind. Okay, should I read that also, that also, that also? Now, reading 15 contents doesn't it doesn't make sense. You need to ask a very genuine question with yourself that, am I going to retain all this information or not? Will I be able to remember it? Reading is not that big a deal. Retaining is big deal. So first, if you are able to retain all these things, then only you should look to some other content. But I don't think that given the time that's there, fine, you have even the bandwidth. So this is something from my side. I hope you have understood it. Now, starting with the social justice. So basically, there is, first of all, a big development that has happened with respect to the social justice theme. So recently, what has happened? Recently, what has happened? Ministry of Women and Child Development. Recently, Ministry of Women and Child Development, they have restructured their schemes under three broad themes. Under three broad themes. So recently, Ministry of Women and Child Development, they have categorized Ministry of Women and Child Development. What they have done, they have categorized all their themes or their schemes under three themes. That is Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0. Okay. So recently, Ministry of Women and Child Development, they have categorized all their schemes under these three umbrella schemes. Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0, Mission Shakti. Under Mission Shakti, there are two sub schemes that are there. That is Sambal and Samarthya. Sambal and Samarthya, and then there is Mission Vatsalya. Now, Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0, it is focused on pregnant mother, pregnant women, lactating mothers and children, and their nutritional requirements. Mission Shakti, it is focused on women specifically. Sambal is focused on protection of women. Samarthya is focused on empowerment of women. Mission Vatsalya is focused on the children and their childhood protection. Again, I'll repeat. Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0, it is focused on the overall requirement of three type of people, that is pregnant women, lactating mothers and children. Shakti focused on women. Within Shakti, Sambal is focused on protection of women. Samarthya is focused on empowerment of women. Samarthya is focused on empowerment of women. Mission Vatsalya is focused on the children and their childhood protection. First, we are going to discuss with Saksham, Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0. Now, guys, see this particular thing. Okay. Now, first of all, guys, we have ICDS, Integrated Child Development Service Scheme. Now, understand it. I am assuming that even if you don't know anything, you will be able to understand it decently. Listen. ICDS was a scheme that was started in 1975. ICDS scheme was started in 1975, and this particular scheme was initially focused on three type of people. Again, pregnant women, lactating mothers, and children. ICDS provided six basic services to these three people. What are these six services? Let's discuss that also. So ICDS, it used to provide six services. That is, number one, supplementary nutrition program. Now, what is this supplementary nutrition program? You see this thing, that when we talk about nutrition, today we have National Food Security Act 2013. National Food Security Act 2013. Under National Food Security Act, now note it down if you want, very important. Today, when we talk about nutrition, we have National Food Security Act 2013. Under National Food Security Act 2013, government intends to provide subsidized food grains. Government intend to provide subsidized food grain to 75% people in rural India, 50% people in urban India, and 66% people on pan-India basis. 66% people in pan-India basis, they will be provided the subsidized food grain. Now, what has happened? Government has divided households in two categories. Number one are the priority households, and second is Antyodaya Ann Yojana category households. Antyodaya Ann Yojana category households. Now, priority households, they get 5 kg per person. Now, subsidized food grains means 3 rupee kg rice, 2 rupee kg wheat, 3 rupee kg rice, 2 rupee kg wheat, and 1 rupee kg coarse grains. 1 rupee kg coarse grains. Okay. So priority households, they will get 5 kg per person, 3 rupee per kg rice, 2 rupee per kg wheat, and 1 rupee kg coarse grains. They will get 5 kg per person. Anyodhya Anyojana households, Anyodhya Anyojana households, they will get 35 kg flat. They will get 35 kg flat. Even if there are 3 member, 4 member, they'll get 35 kg. They'll get 35 kg. Who are the Antyodaya Yojana household? Antyodaya Yojana households are poorest of poor. Antyodaya Yojana households are the poorest of poor. They are poorest of poor. They will get 35 kg flat. Okay. Now, guys, I just want your response here. Are you able to understand till this point of time or not? Yes, are you able to understand? Fine. See, and please try to keep the class
Sir,
as
please
interactive as possible.
explain it in brief again. Could you please?
Yes. So when we talk about nutrition right now, principal scheme for nutrition that we have. Okay, on these things, question have also been asked in the past. So please ensure that you are understanding it. If problem, then you need to convey it to me. So National Food Security Act 2013 is the principal act with respect to nutrition in India. National Food Security Act 2013 provides that we need to provide subsidized food grain to 75% people in rural India, 50% people in urban India, and 66% people on pan India basis. Now, for the sake of National Food Security Act, households are divided in two categories. Households are divided in two categories. Number one is a priority household. Priority households, here they get entitlement on per person basis, 5 kg per person. Now 5 kg per person they'll get 3 rupees kg rice, 2 rupee kg wheat, 1 rupee kg coarse grains. Then there are one more type of households, Antyodaya Yojana households. Antyodaya Yojana household, they are the poorest of the poor. They get more benefit. They get 35 kg entitlement flat. Even if there are 4 members, they will still get 35 kg. That is the design of the National Food Security Act. Recently, there was one change that came here. Recently, one change came here. Now, this change is again very important. Let's understand this thing. So basically, guys, when COVID came, when COVID came, at that point of a time, when COVID came, at that point of a time, Prime Minister announced this particular thing that beneficiary of National Food Security Act, 80 crore people roughly, apart from what they are getting, they will get 5 kg additional food grain. What they are getting, they'll get 5 kg additional food grain. Okay. Then this particular thing further got changed in 2022. In 2022, Prime Minister said that, okay, what we are doing, we are providing that under National Food Security Act. Now listen it very carefully. In 2022, what happened? Government announced that under Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana, again I'll repeat, under Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana. Fine, this is an extra relief that we are giving to people. Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana. 3 rupee, 2 rupee, 1 rupee, you remember? That people were giving 3 rupee for rice, 2 rupee kg for wheat. 3 rupee, 2 rupee, 1 rupee. Even this is not to be paid for 1 year. That is till 2023. That is till 2023. Even this 1 rupee kg, 3 rupee, 2 rupee, 1 rupee, they need not to pay. So what happened? National Food Security Act, which earlier offered subsidized food grain, it got converted in free. So from subsidized, it became free. From subsidized, it became free. Now, there is one more change that has happened after that. There is one more change that happened after that. What change happened? in 2023, Prime Minister said this thing, that this scheme is further extended to 5 years. This scheme is getting further extended to 5 years. That is till 2028. Now people will get free food grains. Means under National Food Security Act, this subsidized food grain, under National Food Security Act, the subsidized food grains, they are being converted to free. Subsidized food grains are being converted to free. This is the principal mechanism that we have today for tackling nutrition in India. Okay, tackling nutrition in India. Now, guys, still, first of all, I just want your confirmation. Have you able to understand that what is National Food Security Act today? What is the present design of National Food Security Act? Have you understood it or not? Please let me know this thing. Yes, please let me know this thing. Have you understood the present design of National Food Security Act? Okay. Now, this is there. Now see, we get food grains through this. We get food grains through this mechanism. But you know this thing that pregnant mother, they have different food requirements. Lactating mothers, they need more food because they need to breastfeed the child. So they need 20 to 30% more calories than what is their maintenance level. Okay. Children, they have special food requirements. So pregnant mother, pregnant women, lactating mother, children, they have special food requirements. So there is some additional program that is also needed for these type of people. So what happened? There is a supplementary nutrition program that has got started now under ICDS. Now under the supplementary nutrition program, 300 days of supplementary nutrition is to be provided. 300 days of supplementary nutrition is to be provided. So under the supplementary nutrition program, beneficiaries will be given 300 days of supplementary feeding. Okay, it tries to bridge the gap between caloric gap between national recommended and average intake of children and women in low income categories. So when we talk about today nutrition, to tackle nutrition, we have three big components. One, we have National Food Security Act, we discussed. Second component is of the supplementary nutrition program under ICDS scheme, where 300 days of supplementary nutrition will be provided. 300 days of supplementary nutrition is provided. Then there is one more component for the food security, that is a Poshan Abhiyan. Poshan Abhiyan. So today when we talk about nutrition, three principal interventions are there. Again, National Food Security Act, supplementary nutrition under ICDS, and the Poshan Abhiyan, that we will discuss in just a few minutes. So I started with ICDS. So ICDS, I told, was started way back in 1975. This scheme is going on till now. Now see, National Food Security Act came in 2013. But even before that also, guys, there were the fair price shops through which the ration was being provided to poor people. Na? There was the PDS, public distribution system. So PDS, TPDS, they have been there since late 1960s. You understanding it or not? Now, after the PDS, still there is some nutrition gap that was there. To cover that, ICDS got started. Now, ICDS right now provides 6 services. I told you: supplementary nutrition, then health and nutrition checkup. So basically, children, they needed to be screened from time to time. Okay, regular health checkup is to be given to the children. Diarrhea medications are to be given. Deworming, weight recording, basic immunization is to be given to the children. So number one, ICDS provide for supplementary nutrition. Number two, ICDS provide for the regular health and nutrition checkup for children as well as for mother. Then third is immunization. Now, guys, for immunization, if you remember, we already have the mission Indradhanush. We'll discuss about the mission Indradhanush also, don't worry. Okay, so basically immunization will be provided. Non-formal education for children in preschool. Okay, non-formal education, basic education with respect to color, touch, sense, or the other type of education also that is needed. So non-formal education in preschool, health and nutrition education. Now, women in the age group of 15 to 45 years, women in the age group of 15 to 45 years, they will be provided behavior change communication. Through behavior change communication strategy, they'll be provided education. Now see this particular thing. Health of a child is directly correlated to health and the education of women. If a woman is educated, she knows what type of food is to be given to women. Child. What type of food is to be given to child. Sugar needs not to be given to child. Salt need not to be given to child. Whole food need to be given to child. This kind of information women has if she is educated. So educate women in the age group of 15 to 45 so that she can be very much sensible and responsible when her child's food requirements are concerned. So women in the age of 15 to 45 will be provided nutrition and health education, referral service. Now, so regular health checkup will be done, and during the regular health checkup, if some condition or disease is diagnosed, then women and children need to be referred to the higher educational higher health facilities. For example, primary healthcare center is there. If at primary healthcare center, some women and child are detected with some disease or with some kind of a serious condition, they are to be referred to the community healthcare center, or they are to be referred to the district hospital. So referral services. Okay. So basically 6 type of services are being provided under the ICDS. 6 type of services are being provided under ICDS. Now, question comes that, okay, who will provide these 6 services? 6 services we discussed, but who will provide these 6 services to beneficiaries? For that, what happened? Anganwadi centers were developed. Anganwadi centers were developed. So Anganwadi, you can say it is the heart. You can say this particular thing that the Anganwadi, what they are the heart of ICDS scheme. Anganwadis are the heart of the ICDS scheme. So entire ICDS scheme will be implemented by the Anganwadi centers and Anganwadi workers. Okay, Anganwadi centers and Anganwadi workers. Now, actually, guys, Anganwadi workers implement ICDS, and along with ICDS, they implement some other schemes also. So basically, what happened? A broader umbrella scheme got created by the name of Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0. And within this Saksham Anganwadi, ICDS has now been added. Within this Saksham Anganwadi, now ICDS has been added. What is this meaning of Saksham? Saksham means new age empowered Anganwadis. So now Anganwadi workers, they will be given the IT aids, they will be given devices, they will be given more empowerment. So Saksham Anganwadis means new age empowered Anganwadis and Poshan 2.0. Under this now ICDS has been added. Okay. Guys, just for the sake of ensuring this thing that it is clear to everyone, please tell me, is this correlation and all this thing clear to you or not? Okay, now I am asking this thing again and again because many number of times certain students, they might have a doubt or the things are not that clear, but they hesitate to ask. Yes, it's clear to everyone. Fine. So Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0. Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0. This is an umbrella scheme. Under this first scheme that we have is ICDS. ICDS was originally a scheme that was brought in 1975, and to implement ICDS, Anganwadis were created. Today, Anganwadi implement other things also. So today, Anganwadis are not just limited to ICDS. Today, Anganwadi workers also play an important role in early childhood education that we are also going to see. So first component under Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0 is ICDS. ICDS is 6 services we have discussed. Second is the scheme that is Poshan Abhiyan. Second that we have here is Poshan Abhiyan. Poshan Abhiyan. Now Poshan Abhiyan, again, if you remember, just a minute back I told you So few minutes back, just I told you about the nutrition. I told you that when we talk about nutrition, the first intervention on nutrition is provided by the National Food Security Act. Second intervention is provided through ICDS. Third intervention is provided through Poshan Abhiyan. So Poshan, it stands for Prime Minister's overarching scheme for holistic nutrition. This particular scheme is also called as National Nutrition Mission. National Nutrition Mission. And this particular scheme again focuses on three type of people, that is pregnant women, lactating mothers, and children. Now this particular scheme, it was launched in 2018 as a Poshan. And now what has happened recently? Poshan 2.0 got started. Poshan 2.0 got started. So what is Poshan 2.0? Nothing very special. Okay, guys, see this thing. Suppose an aspirant started its preparation, gave a first attempt, was not able to clear first attempt, identified that there are a lot of problem, there are a lot of gap. So this aspirant will say that, okay, now again I will start my preparation, restart. If you have seen the 12th fail movie. So this child says that, okay, now again I'll start my preparation, and this is preparation 2.0. So when we restart a new thing and we take lessons from the previous mistakes, we call it as a 2.0. So a better improved version. So what is Poshan 2.0? This Poshan 2.0 will focus on few things. Number one, intersectoral convergences. Schemes which aim to achieve the same kind of a thing, they will be converged with each other. Use of technology, intensified health and nutrition service for the first 1000 days. Now, these are the 1000 days since the inception of pregnancy. So when a woman has become pregnant, till that, from that point, 1000 days are very important. So focus on that. Jan Andolan, a movement, a public movement to improve the health of mothers, pregnant women and children. Okay, now Poshan Abhiyan has these four goals. It has these four goals. That is, reduce stunting 2% annually. What is stunting? Stunting is age to height ratio. Stunting is age to height ratio. Reduce undernutrition by 2% annually. Reduce anemia by 3% annually. Anemia is deficiency of iron. Anemia is iron deficiency. Fine, which leads to many of the problems. Okay, fine. Reduce low birth weight by 2% annually. So healthy weight of a child is in the range of 2500 gram to 3 kg. 2500 gram to 3 kg, it is a healthy range of weight. Okay, so children should be plus minus 10-20%. If a child's weight is very less, 1 kg, 1.5 kg at birth, that is very critical thing. So reduce the low birth weight by 2% annually. These are the four goals of this Poshan or National Nutrition Mission. So stunting 2% annually, undernutrition 2% annually, anemia 3%, and low birth weight 2%. So by one way to remember is that anemia is only one where 3% is there. Other all places are 2%, 2%, 2%. Anemia is 3%. Okay, fine. Mission would further achieve reduction in stunting. So stunting to 25% by 2022. Stunting is to be reduced to 25% by 2022. It has not been reached till now. Now, I told you that this particular scheme will focus on intersectoral convergences. So multiple schemes will come together for better for better targeting. Multiple schemes will come together for better targeting. So which schemes have been converged? Pradhan Mantri Matra Vandana Yojana. I will discuss it separately, don't worry. Janni Suraksha Yojana, scheme for adolescent girls, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Now, one question will come in your mind that how Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is related to the health of children, mothers, etc. Guys, understand this thing that basically Swachh Bharat Abhiyan wants to improve the sanitary conditions. And we have seen that the poor sanitary conditions, poor hygiene impacts the absorption capacity of a person, in terms of nutrition. So if there are a lot of pathogens, they will impact the nutrition absorption capacity. Fine. So therefore, Swachh Bharat Mission is also the part of it. Now, Swachh Bharat Mission has two components: Swachh Bharat Gramin and Swachh Bharat Urban. So, Swachh Bharat Gramin is monitored through Department of Drinking Water, Ministry of Jal Shakti. Swachh Bharat Mission Urban, it is overseen by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. PDS, National Health Mission, all of these are converged under Poshan Abhiyan. All of these are converged under Poshan Abhiyan, and who are going to deliver Poshan Abhiyan? Anganwadi workers. Who are the workforce who are going to deliver Poshan Abhiyan? Anganwadi workers. Okay. So Anganwadi workers will use IT-based tools. To monitor the implementation of Poshan Abhiyan. Fine. Whether the stunting is reduced or not. Okay. To monitor it also, Anganwadi workers are going to use IT tools. Okay. Now, so targets to reduce stunting to 25% by 2022. Already I told you it has not been reached. Now, there can be a question that Niti Aayog, does it plays a role here or not? So Niti Aayog plays an important role in National Nutrition Mission, Poshan Abhiyan. How? You see this thing that under National Nutrition Mission or under Poshan Abhiyan, there is National Council on Nutrition. Now, National Council on Nutrition, its chairperson is Niti Aayog's vice chairperson. So, vice chairperson of Niti Aayog is the chairperson of National Council on Nutrition, which plays an important role in policy formulation. Under the Poshan Abhiyan. So if a question comes that is Niti Aayog related? Yes, Niti Aayog is related. Now within the Poshan, there are some other components also that we have. Poshan Mah. What is Poshan Mah? Dedicated month. September will be observed as a dedicated month to enhance the awareness with respect to nutrition. So the month of September is celebrated as Poshan Mah. Now, understand this thing, Poshan means nutrition, but activities here are not only related to Poshan or nutrition. Activities here are not just related to Poshan or nutrition. It focuses on multiple activities. For example, antenatal care. Now, understand this thing. There are two. Antenatal care and postnatal care. Antenatal care and postnatal care. Now, what is difference between antenatal and postnatal? Antenatal care is given to a child. Sorry, my apologies. Antenatal care is given to a woman before she has delivered a child. Postnatal care is given to a woman after she has delivered a child. So before delivery is antenatal care, post delivery is postnatal care. So understand this thing. During this Poshan Mah, awareness will be generated with respect to antenatal care. Optimal breastfeeding. How breastfeeding is to be done? Anemia, growth monitoring, girl education, diet, right age of marriage, hygiene, sanitation, healthy eating. Around all these particular things, awareness will be generated. So if you see, there are certain activities. For example, age of marriage, hygiene, okay, girls education. These particular things might not come in your mind if you are attempting a question, because you'll think, okay, that these are about empowerment of women, but Poshan wise for nutrition. But no, these things are included. Then another component under Poshan is Poshan Vatikas. Now, what are these Poshan Vatikas? So basically, guys, you see, I told you that anemia prevalence is very high. More than 50% of women and children in India, they are facing anemia. Now, anemia can be reduced if there is adequate consumption of green and leafy vegetable, which contains excellent iron. Now, in order to provide green and leafy vegetables, Poshan Vatikas, nutrition gardens will be developed. So basically, nutrition gardens will be developed, and these nutrition gardens, they will be developed in the space available at Anganwadi center, school premises, Gram Panchayat premises. So vacant space, they will be utilized to grow organic fruits and vegetables, and these organic fruits and vegetables will be given to beneficiaries for consumption. Then there is a portion tracker. Now, this portion tracker, formally it is also called as Integrated Child Development Service Common Application Software. Now, this is a kind of a platform, this is a kind of a software where Anganwadi workers will update from time to time anemia's prevalence, stunting's prevalence, how many low birth weight children are being born. So basically, if we see, ICT tools will be used here. So Anganwadi workers from time to time, they will update that, okay, what is the status of health right now? What is the status of nutrition right now? So real-time monitoring will be done. Fine. Then this is something additional. This is something additional, guys. So we know that PM Poshan is a scheme where three type of people will be focused: children, women, and children lactating women and pregnant mother. Guys, you might have heard already about the midday meal scheme. Recently, midday meals scheme was also renamed to PM Poshan. So recently, midday meal scheme has also been renamed to the PM Poshan Shakti Nirman. So if PM Poshan Shakti Nirman comes, midday meal scheme has been renamed by this name, related information. Now, there are certain changes also that has been done. First of all, what was midday meal scheme? So under midday meal scheme, there was a provision to provide hot cooked meals. Under midday meal scheme, there was a provision to provide hot cooked meals to school children, and it covered the children between class 1 to class 8. Class 1 to class 8, and it covered the government as well as government aided schools. Okay. Now, when we talk about this Poshan Shakti Abhiyan, under this PM Poshan Shakti Nirman, some changes have been brought. Number one, now apart from the primary school, it will also be now covering the pre-primary or Bal Vatikas, pre-primary schools. So pre-primary school children and Bal Vatikas will also be covered now. So coverage has been extended. Earlier, only primary school children were covered. Now, pre-primary school Bal Vatikas will be covered. Number, Tithi Bhojan will be promoted. What is Tithi Bhojan? Tithi Bhojan is sponsoring the special meals to a children on some special occasion and special days. For example, some person on their anniversary, their birthday, or some important day, they can sponsor the meal for children. So Tithi Bhojan concept, that is sponsoring special meals, will be promoted. School nutrition gardens. Okay, that is nothing but that the nutri gardens that will be there. So in the vacant places of school, nutrition gardens will be deployed. In this nutrition garden, organic vegetables, fruits, etc. will be grown, and these organic vegetables, they will be given to the children as the meal, Direct benefit transfer. Now central government, the government will give the direct benefit transfer to schools, so that the school can procure ration, school can procure the food, etc., so that they can give that food further to the children. And then nutrition expert. So basically what will be there? So a nutrition expert will be appointed by every school, so that this nutrition expert, on the basis of body mass index, weight level, hemoglobin level, can design the menu, as what type of food items should be given to children as a part of their midday meal, as a part of their PM Poshan Shakti Nirman meal. Okay, so these are some of the changes that have happened here. Fine. Okay, so this is all about Poshan. This is all about Poshan. Then next we have here scheme for adolescent girls. Now, scheme for adolescent girls, it is also being implemented by Anganwadi centers. So I told you that Anganwadi centers originally Anganwadi centers, they were deployed to implement ICDS, but now Anganwadi centers mandate has increased beyond the ICDS. So therefore, the principal scheme is not named by ICDS, it is named by Anganwadi workers, that is Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0. So under this Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0, first is ICDS, second is Poshan, and third is scheme for adolescent girls. Now, scheme for adolescent girls dedicatedly focus on empowerment of girls in the age of 11 to 14 years. 11 to 14 years, so that they become self-reliant, they become assertive, they know about their rights. Now here, what will be done? Number one, the women who have dropped out of school, women who have dropped out of school. Now you might be knowing already this particular thing, that the school dropout rates among girls once they hit puberty is very much high. Now 11 to 14 years is that age when the girls become adolescent, they hit puberty, and because in the schools clean water, separate toilets are not there, they drop out of the schools. So they'll be nudged so that they can go back to school, or they should learn some vocational skill so that tomorrow they can earn some livelihood. So girls will be nudged, motivated to go back to formal schooling or vocational skill training. Then there is a provision for specific amount of calories, proteins, and micronutrients that is to be provided to Anganwadi girls, sorry, to adolescent girls. Non-nutrition. So on nutrition components, girls should be provided basic micronutrients, basic calories. Non-nutrition part, I told you guys that anemia is a very big problem in women. Adolescent girls also have a very big problem of anemia. So they will be provided regular health checkups, iron, folic acid tablets, iron, folic acid supplements. Fine. Now funding pattern is that it is a centrally sponsored schemes. Now, one thing guys, you need to understand, there are two type of schemes, central sector schemes and centrally sponsored schemes. Central sector scheme, 100% funding will be given by central government. Central sponsored, SP, central sponsored scheme, money will be shared by both the center as well as the state. So for nutrition component, 50-50% funding is there. For other components, 60-40 funding. Okay. And for northeastern states and Himalayan states, 90-10, means 90% by center, 10% by state or the UT. States, Himalayan states and the northeastern states. For UTs, it is 100% because we know that UTs are actually under the center only. So UTs is for 100%. Now, women's progress here will be measured through rapid reporting system and Kishori health card. Rapid reporting system. So through rapid reporting system and Kishore health card, their BMI, their height, their status, fine education, etc., all will be measured through rapid reporting system and Kishore health card. Then there was also national creche scheme, but this national creche scheme, it has been moved to Samarthya. Samarthya, we have seen it is already under the Samarthya is under the Shakti. So we'll discuss that at that point of a time also, I tell you. So basically we see now that under Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0, what components we have? Number one component is ICDS. Number two component is Poshan itself. And number three component is a scheme for adolescent girls, SAG, SAG, scheme for adolescent girls. Okay. So this is all about it. Guys, I hope that you have understood it, and let's please go through this also once again. So I told you that now Ministry of Women and Child Development have recategorized their scheme. All their schemes are now divided in three parts: Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0, Mission Shakti. Mission Shakti is further categorized as Sambal and Samarthya, and Mission Vatsalya. As of now, what has happened? We have discussed the Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0. So we have discussed that under Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0, number one we have is ICDS. ICDS provides us six services to lactating mothers, pregnant women, and children. What are these six schemes? Supplementary nutrition, 300 days of nutrition, health and nutrition checkup, then immunization, then non-formal education, and then health and nutrition education. Now this is to be given to mothers, women in the age group of 15 to 45. Then referral services, if there is some abnormality, if there is some disease, they are to be referred to the higher health facilities. Then we have discussed the Poshan Abhiyan, National Nutrition Mission. Now this Poshan Abhiyan phase 2 has got started, where convergence is there, IT tools will be used. And we have discussed that there are targets also: 2% for stunting, 2% for undernutrition, 3% for anemia, and 2% for low birth weight. This scheme is also called as National Nutrition Mission. And we have discussed that multiple schemes have been converged. We have also seen that their Niti Aayog plays an important role. Vice chairperson of Niti Aayog is a chairperson of National Council on Nutrition. Then Poshan Ma, month of September. Month-long activities to empower women with respect to nutrition, etc. But its scope is beyond the nutrition. Okay, it covers the right age of marriage, hygiene, all these things. Poshan Vatikas, nutrition garden. Poshan tracker. Okay, PM Poshan Shakti Nirman. Midday meal schemes name got renamed to the PM Poshan Shakti Nirman. And then we have discussed about the scheme for adolescent girls. Yes, guys, is it clear or not? Now, one Mission Vatsalya also, let's discuss it just because it is a small one, will not take that much time. Mission Vatsalya. Mission Vatsalya. Now, basically, guys, this Mission Vatsalya, what it actually focuses on. So, Mission Vatsalya focuses on protecting and enhancing the childhood of a child. Childhood of a child. Now, see this particular thing, that when we talk about the children, there are children who are facing difficult circumstances. For example, some child is being made to do child marriage. Some child is being made to do child marriage. Some children has got separated from their from their family. Some child become orphan because their parents died. Some children have been abandoned. So these are the children who face difficult circumstances. They become orphan, they have been abandoned, they have been made to do child labor. The child labor separately also I'll discuss. They are being made to do child marriage. So basically, Mission Vatsalya is trying to protect these children. What it aims to do, secure healthy and happy childhood for every child in India, to give them supportive environment, to help the states to fulfill the Juvenile Justice Act. Now, under Juvenile Justice Act, children's welfare has been envisaged. Children's welfare has been talked about. Now, this Mission Vatsalya, under this Mission Vatsalya, what will be there? Service delivery, basic services to the children will be given. Service of health, service of education. Okay. Institutional care service. Now, some children, they have been abandoned, they have an orphan, they have no place to live. So, institutional care, home institutional care facility will be provided. Non-institutional community-based care. Okay, emergency outreach. Now, this Mission Vatsalya, this will be implemented during 15 Finance Commission period, that is till between 21-22 to 25-26. Okay. Now, guys, under Mission Vatsalya, there are two schemes which have been merged. Under Mission Vatsalya, there are two schemes that have been merged. That is ICPS, Integrated Child Protection Service Scheme, and Child Welfare Service Scheme. Now, earlier, what was the status you need not to do? Right now, they have been merged under this ICPS, Integrated Child Protection Scheme, and CWS, Child Welfare Service Scheme. Child Welfare Service Scheme. Now, what will be done? What will be done? I told you already. Institutional care will be provided through child care institutions. Rehabilitation will be provided. Okay. Age appropriate education will be provided. What is age appropriate education? Suppose a child of 12 years should be, let's say, in 8th standard. So 12-year child will be in 8th standard only. 12-year child will not be in 1st standard, will not be in some other standard. So age appropriate education. Access to vocational training. So some 16-year-old kid needs some vocational training. Recreation facility, healthcare, counseling, all these things will be provided. Now, Child Protection Service Scheme will provide support to the children till the age of 18 years. But some children might need support after 18 years also. So after 18 years, they cannot stay in the child care institutions, but they can stay connected with the officials and volunteers there, and they will be supported after the 18 years of age also. Okay, so this is the Mission Vatsalya, which has two components in its CWS, Child Welfare Service Scheme, and ICPS merged. Okay, so this is about it. Yes, guys. Please now tell me that are these two components clear to you or not? Mission Vatsalya and Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0. Both of these things are clear or not? If there's any question, you may please ask. If there's any question, you may please ask. Clear? Clear, sir, clear. Good, fine. So that is all, guys, today. Tomorrow, we will be further taking up this social justice theme. So I hope that you have understood it. Fine. Fine, guys. So tomorrow, next class, we'll further be taking it up. Any doubt? If you have, you may please ask. Yes, guys, any doubt? Fine. So tomorrow we'll be taking it up. Thank you, everyone.